but we're going to be here on a Tuesday evening. Remember that we don't come in on the first Tuesday of the month because I have another engagement. But other than that, we will be here to have some discussions and to hear your thoughts and to listen to you, hear your recommendations while we talk about bridging the gap between Nevis and St. Kitts. And we'll be here tonight for an hour, right up until 9:40. So we have lots of time to have discussions, and we also have a lot of time to show you some bridges from around the world. We'll come back right after we hear this from King Ginger. Man from Gingerland, Clifford Ginger Walters, they're advocating for St. Kitts and Nevis to build together. Let me start off the night by saying good night and happy birthday to you, Rhonda. Hope that you had a fantastic day today and that you do like all March people. You celebrate for the rest of the month and for the rest of the year. Don't just take a day. Take the entire year to celebrate. Wish you well. Hope that you have had some time to relax and that you're now relaxing, having a cup of tea or something like that. And we're here on a Tuesday night and we have been talking to you about a bridge, trying to sensitize people, trying to get people interested in the idea. And we've been showing you bridges from all over the world, and we'll continue tonight in that vein. Have a couple of bridges lined up for you to look at. And we're also trying to get people interested in how much a bridge between St. Kitts and Nevis will change the whole history of doing business in St. Kitts and in Nevis. And how much Nevis will be able to benefit from having a bridge. You see, it was not a difficult task for the government, the federal government, to decide that they were going to spend almost $150 million on a second cruise ship pier. Didn't hear too many complaints from people with respect to that second cruise ship pier. People said yes, it was needed, and I agree. Plus, the second cruise ship pier allowed for larger vessels to call. Larger vessels, larger capacities in terms of carrying capacities. And yes, the money was spent, almost $150 million. How often is that cruise ship pier used? What portion of the year? 5 months? 6 months? And I don't want you just to use the calendar period where cruise tourism happen outside of the hurricane season. I want you to look at specific usage. How many days a week? How many days a month? Yes, we have our very, very busy periods when you might have 4 or 5 ships in the harbor and the cruise ship piers are being used extensively. And then we have our drought periods when you don't have much usage. That does not mean that you should not have them. Yes, they're important and they should be there. But why not challenge the thinking of the people who hold the purse strings of the Treasury and say to them that there is another project that we want you to look actively at? And that is a project of building a pier between these two islands which are close to one another. And where we guarantee you that that bridge, I perhaps said building a pier, I mean building a bridge. That bridge would be used 365 days a year. And when there is a leap year, it would be used on that extra day as well. We are talking about a facility that would not just be used during the daytime hours, but would be there for 24/7 usage. I mean, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. And this is not any idle talk. This is something which, with time, will catch on. And you're talking about a facility. These guys around the world are building piers now and telling you, listen, we're giving you a life of 100 years. Yes, you'll have to do maintenance work, but we're giving you a life of the structure for 100 years. So you spend the money up front, and then after that, you make money. Because you won't be using the bridge for free. You're talking about a toll bridge. And this idea is not an idea which is just a figment of somebody's imagination and somebody is saying, hey, listen, let's build a bridge. But there are no bridges similar in length over sea bridge. You have tons of examples all around the world of bridges, and not just a little 2-mile bridge. These guys are so good nowadays that they're doing these bridges for 30, 40 miles. The technical skills are out there. The construction workers and construction companies are out there who know how to get these things done. So it is not something that you say, boy, nobody has tried it and we are going to be the first to try it. We're also talking about water between Nevis and St. Kitts, which is relatively shallow. You're not talking about 100-foot depths where people have also done bridges. You're talking about shallow water, 30-something feet. And you're talking about a distance which is short. You say 2 miles between Nevis and St. Kitts. As a matter of fact, later this week, there will be the cross-channel swim. So it is a distance which is so short that teenagers have been putting up their hands and saying, listen, I want to be a part of this swim. I want to swim from Nevis to St. Kitts. I'm not that good a swimmer. I want to walk from Nevis to St. Kitts and then take my time and walk it back. But that is not the primary purpose. The primary purpose is to increase the economic activity which we have in Nevis. It is to provide an injection into the economy by lowering the cost of doing business. Trust me, I live in Nevis, and Nevis is not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. And part of the problem is because we have to pay so much more than St. Kitts to get our goods on the shelves of the supermarkets and in the businesses where we go to purchase them. Because landing in St. Kitts is one thing, but then when you have to pay almost $2,000 to pull a single container to Nevis, you see the difference. The business owners are not bringing the containers because they like us. They like our buying power. They like the fact that we come to their businesses to purchase goods. They don't like it so much when we catch the boats as we do nowadays and go down to St. Kitts. Or you pick up the phone and you order your stuff from St. Kitts at a cheaper price than you can get it for in Nevis. And when you listen to people talk and they tell you, listen, I've worked out the maths. Even if I have to catch the boat and go over, or if I have to catch one of the car ferries and drive over, and I do X amount of business, even when I factor in the cost of transportation between Nevis and St. Kitts, still a saving. It says to you that we can do better. And it says to all of us right-thinking people that we are actually wasting time in delaying building a bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts. In larger economies, where you have more adventurous investors, it might have been privately done. We've seen private bridges between the USA and Canada. We've seen other private bridges across the world where the investors put down the money, do the infrastructure, own the facility, and whatever tolls they collect belong to them. We're still in a state here in St. Kitts and Nevis where we look to the government to lead. You might have some people with some dollars who might be telling themselves this is something that is possible, but are they willing to invest? Not really. Not at this time. But I tell you something that we're really good at here in St. Kitts and Nevis is copying. So you might have one car ferry and then all of a sudden you have 4. You might have one fast ferry operator and then you have 6. You might have people sitting down on their hands and saying that, hey, listen, I am quite content with the operations of the Carib Queen and the Sea Hustler, not doing anything. And then you have somebody like a Captain Mills who came in and said, okay, all right, no problem. I am bringing a new service, and I'm also not just bringing a new service, but I'm also going to change up the schedule so that I want a mid-morning run, I want a noon run, I want an afternoon run. And then all of a sudden, other people do it. We're excellent at copying here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So from the moment you start talking about the bridge and the idea catches on, which I wanted to do, you would hear people start coming out and saying, but I supported it. I always supported it. It's something that I love. I want to reach to that stage. I want people to start talking about it to the extent where it has to be done. So that is why we come to you on a Tuesday night. Interprimary is coming up next week, Wednesday. I want my friends and family members from St. Kitts to be in a state sometime in the future where they can say, hey, listen, I'm just going to drive over to Nevis to go to Interprimary. I'm going to the sports. I'll do it at my convenience. And I have my 3 colleagues who want to go too. So they're going to park and ride with me, or I'm going to park and ride with them. And we'll take one vehicle, we'll pay one toll, and we'll get ourselves over to Nevis to look at the Interprimary. And at the end of it, we are not going to be constrained by whenever the boat is going to leave to get back down to St. Kitts. No. We're going to decide that, hey, listen, we're going to go visiting friends and family. Let's call up this person and say, hey, listen, join us for dinner. We're going X place and we want you to join us. And then they take the drive back down. But when you look at the possibilities, when you look at the convenience, when you look at the fact that this bridge that we're talking about will inject so much money into the economy, not just during the pre-construction stage or the construction stage, but after. And you see, the design of the bridge will also determine the activities surrounding the bridge, because it does not necessarily have to be a 2-mile bridge. I would be extremely disappointed if the bridge itself is all of 2 miles, because I want the designers and the owners to start thinking in terms of reclaiming land. You see, when people started talking about reclaiming land at Port Zante, there were some skeptics who were saying, no, this is going to take it back and this and when they were selling land at Port Zante for $12 a square foot, there were people who had their monies in their pockets and were saying, $12 a square foot, boy, that's a lot of money, and I'm not doing it because it's sea. And now that the price is probably closer to $50 a square foot, they're saying, I wish I had, and if I knew. So I'm here hoping that when the bridge is built between Nevis and St. Kitts, and I stop saying if, because it is something that is not just doable, but must be done. So whenever that bridge is built between Nevis and St. Kitts, I'm hoping that we reclaim land. I would love for us to reclaim land for 75% of the way. Yeah, a significant portion of the way. And reclaim enough land so that that strip becomes one of the most expensive pieces of real estate in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. So that you can have shopping, you can have hotels, you can have high-end residences. And we like to talk about this high-end loosely, especially here in Nevis, where you say that our tourism is geared towards the high-end, when most of the times you talk high end and you have low occupancy. It don't make any sense to me. But anyway, I leave that alone. So if we reclaim land along much of the way that the bridge will be, we will be able to make back some of the money that we spent on having the bridge done. But should we have a bridge? Absolutely yes. And our sponsors agree with that too. So let's hear from them and then we'll be back.
Life's unpredictability is a constant reminder to be prepared. Let Nagico Insurances safeguard what matters most to you. Our comprehensive medical coverage includes dental, vision, and preventative care, ensuring your well-being. With a range of life insurance options, we assist in estate planning and cover significant expenses like education or home ownership. Contact Nagico now for tailored coverage that suits your needs. Nagico Insurances. Fast, fair, and always there.
I am the high performance engine inside her car. She buys me premium gas, not regular. She needs to feel my power when she turns me on. And when she mashes my gas, she needs to know, can I perform? Get ready for higher performance all day long. And superior gas mileage. As Delta Petroleum introduces the real premium gasoline. Why your engine wah wah wah? What it need Delta high octane 93. Why your engine wah wah wah? What it need Delta high octane 93. It's giving you higher gas mileage and speed. Higher performance guaranteed. Higher engine life for your ride. Higher. If you have a high performance car, a truck, speed boat or a bus, you really need a gas that you can trust. That won't mash up your engine, rattling and singing, wasting your money. Do you hear what I'm singing? Fill me up with premium. Just fill me up. Just fill me up with premium. 'Cause the only gas for me is Delta High Octane 93.
Are you looking for an investment opportunity to make your dreams come true? Well, stop looking, for Candy Resort Nevis has that opportunity for you. Candy Resort is a premier getaway to the serene and vibrant Liebert Hill, St. James Parish. Surrounded by breathtaking landscapes, our luxurious condominiums offer a seamless blend of tropical elegance and modern comfort, your perfect escape in the heart of the Caribbean. But that's not all. Owning a property at Candy Resort Nevis qualifies you for the prestigious Citizenship by Investment program, granting you the coveted opportunity to become a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. Enjoy unparalleled benefits from global mobility to investment security, all while owning a slice of paradise in an area set for tremendous growth in both residential and the tourism sectors. Don't miss this investment opportunity of a lifetime. Call Caribbean Development Consultation Limited at area code 869-662-9565. That's area code 869-662-9565. Call today. Candy Resort Nevis, where luxury meets legacy.
Need to get your goods to St. Kitts and Nevis? Look no further. TDC Shipping has you covered with reliable cargo solutions by land, air, and sea. Whether it's a package from across the world or a large shipment of goods, TDC Shipping makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free. And with our Airbox service, ordering from your favorite online stores just got even easier. Ship straight to your mailbox and let TDC Shipping handle the rest. Fast, secure, and even to your door. Visit us today at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park or Penny's Industrial Site, or call 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis. TDC Shipping, where reliable service meets unbeatable convenience. TDC, together we succeed.
Shopping with TDC just got much easier. Here's how. Log on to shoptdcgroup.com. Shop at your convenience at any time, from anywhere, with your smartphone, tablet, or computer. With our safe and secure payment checkout, you choose the option to pick up in-store or have your goods delivered right to your door. It's that easy. Shop tdcgroup.com, your one-stop online store.
Shop anywhere, shop anytime, same quality you love. Now online. Shop
www.shoptdcgroup.com.
Thank you very much, our sponsors. And now we hear from the Foreign Minister.
We want finally to emphasize for national economic development and investment the big pictures that we painted 10, 15 years ago of physical connectivity between St. Kitts and Nevis. If that is possible and that is going to enhance our future development, let us go out.
Well, hear me, it is definitely possible. And it will definitely enhance the future economic development of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I want the people of Nevis to hear me loud and clear that Nevis will benefit greater than St. Kitts when we build the bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts. And that is something which was already echoed in the study that was done by the Central Bank almost 30 years ago. It has taken us a long time to come to the point where we are openly discussing a bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts. And we have to do more than just discuss. We have to get it done. But these things normally take time. Tonight, I want to look at a bridge which a lot of people who are viewing and listening would know about. We're going to look at the Brooklyn Bridge tonight.
In 1642, the Dutch town of New Amsterdam occupied the island of Manhattan, originally a Lenni Lenape territory that is now known as Lower Manhattan. During this time, European settlers crossed the East River between the villages of Brooklyn and New Amsterdam by boat. By the mid-1800s, steam-powered ferries replaced sailboats, horse-powered boats, and rowboats. By 1870, there were 15 ferry companies operating along the East River, and at least 50,000 people traveled daily between Brooklyn and New York using these ferries. The commute was arduous, with constant delays, leaking ship roofs, and the daily rush of crowds boarding and disembarking. According to a New York Times article from July 28, 1867, titled "The Ferry Nuisance," the ferries presented no order, no system, and nothing to prevent chaos. For many years, this seemed like an unsolvable problem whose cause was nature itself. How could people create a solution that allowed them to adapt to this situation? It has been said that John Roebling and his son Washington were on a ferry when the East River froze. John looked at his son and told him that a bridge was needed to solve the problems presented by winter along the East River. As an engineer, John proposed a suspension bridge that would stretch between the city of Brooklyn and the then city of New York, connecting Brooklyn's Fulton Street with Fulton Street in New York. Originally, his design was called the East River Suspension Bridge, but it was later decided to name it the Brooklyn Bridge because of its connection to Brooklyn, and it has since proved to be one of the finest bridges the Roeblings built. In 1869, construction started on the Brooklyn Bridge. Some people, including ferry owners concerned about losing their livelihoods, and others concerned about bridge safety, questioned whether building a bridge was a good idea. Despite these concerns, the bridge opened 14 years later on May 24, 1883, to much fanfare and celebration. Travel between Brooklyn and New York was finally easier and faster, and the bridge allowed people to go back and forth more frequently. When the Brooklyn Bridge was completed in 1883, it included a roadway for carts, tracks for cable cars, and a pedestrian walkway. As a result, the first vehicles to travel on the bridge were horse-drawn carriages. To help pay off the debt from the bridge's construction, toll booths were installed at both ends of the bridge. Every person that crossed the bridge had to pay. Tolls on the Brooklyn Bridge eventually ended in 1911. After the bridge opened, the use of trolleys and eventually trains became additional methods of crossing the bridge. Eventually, an elevated train line that went through the towers was added on September 28, 1908. This train would go underground on the Brooklyn side and connect to local subways. All trolley and train service ended on the Brooklyn Bridge in 1950. Because the Roeblings designed the bridge to be many times stronger than necessary, the Brooklyn Bridge has been able to change with the times. It has been modified to accommodate new modes of transportation such as cars, as well as the increased traffic of the growing city. Transit via the Brooklyn Bridge today looks different from when it opened more than 100 years ago. In addition to the thousands of New Yorkers that cross the bridge every day by car, cab, bike, or on foot, millions of people from around the world cross this majestic bridge every year. Over 137 years later, the Brooklyn Bridge still stands. In addition to the people commuting via bridge between Brooklyn and Manhattan, people come from all around the world to see the bridge as an iconic New York City landmark. According to a 2016 report from the New York City Department of Transportation, an average of 100,000 motor vehicles, 10,000 pedestrians, and 3,500 cyclists cross the Brooklyn Bridge every weekday. It is viewed as a technological marvel that solved the complex problem whose cause, the East River, was constant and unchangeable. The bridge allowed New Yorkers to adapt to their surroundings and contributed to the dynamic growth of New York City.
Thank you very much. I just want people to reflect on the numbers, because you're talking about going way back, and they spoke about the ships crossing the East River way back in 1642. They talked about 1869 when the construction of the bridge actually started. It took some time. They completed the bridge in 14 years, 1869 to 1883. But what really interested me is the fact that you talk to people from St. Kitts and Nevis, and if they have not crossed the Brooklyn Bridge, they have heard about the Brooklyn Bridge. And a lot of persons have not just heard about it, they have made it their business to go to see it. They have made it their business to drive on it. But just think about crossing the East River on the Brooklyn Bridge. And think about us down here in St. Kitts and Nevis, and we're saying let's cross from Nevis to St. Kitts. And we're going to, when we design this bridge, it must be such that people want to see it for seeing its sake. You want to go close to it, you want to go on it, you want to be able to take pictures, to share your memories. Imagine they said that almost the whole population of Nevis cross the Brooklyn Bridge on a daily basis and by foot. So pedestrian traffic is about 10,000. Might be higher by now. But you just look at the numbers and you just start imagining the kind of traffic that you'd have between Nevis and St. Kitts. You just start imagining the number of persons who come to St. Kitts as visitors and say, listen man, I really want to get the two islands and experience the one paradise. So I'm taking a taxi. I'm going over to Nevis. Or the adventurous ones who say, hey, listen, I want to tell people that I've walked it. It's 2 miles. Let me just take a little quick stroll across and back. And still get back down to St. Kitts in time to do your business. Still get back to Nevis in time to do your business. This is what we are talking about, having this bridge. A bridge that will not just sparkle the interest of people, but will spark economic activity at a greater level than we have at this present point in time. 17 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. And trust me, if you get me out of my house at this hour on a Tuesday night, it must be something that I'm interested in. And I'm keenly interested in this bridge that we are talking about between Nevis and St. Kitts. So we showed you the Brooklyn Bridge, but I like to go far and I like to come back home. So I'm coming back to the Caribbean and I'm showing you something in Guyana.
The new Demerara River Bridge spans the Demerara River, connecting its east and west banks in the city of Georgetown. Its total length is 2,800 meters, and its main section is 570 meters. The bridge deck has a two-lane dual carriageway with bicycle lanes on each side. According to the bid document, we optimized our layout based on the horizontal alignment and span arrangement. For horizontal alignment, the profile has been modified more effectively than the proposed one mentioned in bid documents by increasing the route's radius. It improved driving experience and also decreased the bridge's total length along with the extent of its area within the mangrove, and it has limited the obstruction of water flow. Span arrangement involved increasing the main span to 300 meters, although a minimum length of 230 meters is adequate to meet the horizontal clearance requirement. Strong measures to ensure physical protection and strengthen substructures should be adopted, and both of these require subaqueous construction. This will cause our costs to dramatically increase. In addition, once dredging starts, the safety of this bridge will still be at risk. Considering this situation, we have increased the span length and located the piers in shallow water away from large vessels to reduce its collision risk level. This can reduce project investment costs, and future dredging will not threaten bridge safety. Here is our layout for the bridge. A double-plane, cable-stayed bridge with H-shaped towers is proposed for the main bridge section, consisting of a 300-meter-long main span and two side spans of 135 meters each. A concrete pie girder has been adopted for the main bridge, which can reduce materials usage compared with a regular box girder. The approach bridges adopt prefabricated T-girders, which is one of the most economical, functional, and feasible solutions. Our bridge design is inspired by local history and culture. We are trying to exemplify its spirit and beauty by incorporating it into the bridge design. The navigation light has been chosen as the bridge tower's crown. The design integrates several cultural elements, like 3 blue waves, a Victorian Amazonica lily, and the Sakik's crown to form the tower crown. At nightfall, our bridge will be like a lighthouse that helps navigators find their way and provide shelter to the city's residents. It will light up Georgetown, as well as bridge the gap between both sides of the river. This bridge is a magnificent structure that frames part of civic space. It significantly impacts every aspect of people's lives in this city to bring them joy and a sense of belonging.
Now, there are some features there which excite me, such as the lighting, because when you build a bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts, you don't want it to be a dismal feature. You want to be able to see that bridge from a distance at night time, not just in the daytime, so that people will be able to say, we're going by the bridge because we like the lights. And the lights must be interchangeable too, so that at Independence time it lights up with the national colors. And because it is a bridge out there in the open, it should make very good use of renewable energy. Yeah, man. You have the distance of the bridge for you to have solar panels and it is right out there in the open channel. The pylons can be designed in such a way that you would also have wind power. So you see, the bridge can provide its own energy, its own renewable energy. But this is only one part of the Demerara River Bridge. So I don't want to leave you with one part. Let's play part number 2 so that you can see that.
The proposed new Demerara River Bridge is about 2.8 kilometers long, including the construction of the main bridge, the east and west approach bridges, the toll station, the ancillary buildings, and relevant E&M facilities. The beam fabrication and storage yards, material stockyards, rebar processing plants, concrete batching plants, and filler batching plants are set on both sides of the river. 2 wharfs are leased for construction on the east and west bank. The construction of the main bridge and 2 approach bridges will be conducted simultaneously. To shorten the construction duration, the construction of the bridge is divided into 2 individual sections, the east and the west sections, separated by the closure segment of the main span of the main bridge. Besides the bridge itself, a new trestle will be built along the route of the proposed new bridge to assist in the construction of the new bridge. In addition, steel pipe piles and bailey beams are applied for the trestle structure, which is constructed using the fishing method from the banks towards the 2 main towers in the water, and it is split up between the towers to provide the main and auxiliary temporary navigation. Foundation construction. The underwater board piles are constructed using the steel trestle and the overwater construction platform. Steel casings are positioned and driven based on pile foundation setting out, with a reverse circulation drill deployed for construction. After the completion of pile foundation, brackets are welded onto the permanent steel casings. Cross members are erected and the bottom formwork is built for pile cap construction. The main bridge construction. After the pile caps are constructed, the concrete pillars of main towers of number P40 and number P41 are continuously constructed, section by section, using a stiffened framework combined with hydraulic climbing formwork. The maximum pouring height of each section is 6 meters. The lower cross girders are cast in place using supports. Segment number 0 of the girder is constructed with the in situ casting with a support system. The rest of sections are cast in place with the symmetric cantilever method, using guide traveling carriages with the stay cables erected and pre-tensioned simultaneously. Side span closure is performed first. Then, the rest of unbalanced segments are cast in place with the single cantilever method until the bridge is closed at the mid-span of the main span. The approach bridge construction. The T-beams of the approach bridge are prefabricated at the prefabrication yard, transported by girder transporting vehicles and erected by girder erecting machines from both banks towards the main bridge at the same time until completion. The deck diaphragms, construction joints, etc. are constructed with the formwork hanging method, span by span. The deck and E&M works are carried out after the completion of bridge structure. We commit to providing a safe, effective, and environmentally friendly construction scheme to ensure the successful completion of the mega project with high standard for the ease of transportation for residents and development of the economy of Guyana.
The Demerara River Bridge, and that is about 1.25 miles going across from bank to bank of the Demerara River. We're talking here of a bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts that is likely to be about 2 miles. Now, you have to bear in mind that you have work to be done on the land. So the bridge itself is going to be a little bit more than the 2 miles. You don't just hang it and say it goes from here at the edge of the water to there at the edge of the water. But you quite understand that. Well, what excites me is the fact that people are thinking of making life easier, making transportation easier, and not just being content to wait on the scheduled boats. By the way, when they did the Brooklyn Bridge way back in 1869, the boat owners at that time were not very happy. I tell you, if you have 100,000 people crossing per day, 100,000 vehicles crossing per day, those vehicle owners are really, really happy. They are super excited about the fact that they can go at their own schedule, at their own time, and that they don't have to wait for the ships to fill up and leave them, and on the schedule of the ships. And I am saying that the same obtains for us here in St. Kitts and Nevis, that it is time for us to start thinking big. Start thinking in terms of a bridge that will make lives easier. You want an item from St. Kitts, and you have to wait and say, okay, all right, let me see if I see somebody coming over. Or let me see if I can get somebody to put it on a boat for me. When you can travel the 2 miles between Nevis and St. Kitts safely by your own vehicle, at your own convenience. And people are still wondering about it. I'm wondering why we haven't done it yet. That's the only wonder that I'm wondering. It's 28 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock. We go until 9:40 on a Tuesday evening. We're going to hear from the sponsors and come right back.
Shopping with TDC just got much easier. Here's how. Log on to shoptdcgroup.com. Shop at your convenience at any time, from anywhere, with your smartphone, tablet, or computer. With our safe and secure payment checkout, you choose the option to pick up in-store or have your goods delivered right to your door. It's that easy. Shop tdcgroup.com, your one-stop online store.
Shop anywhere, shop anytime, same quality you love. Now online. Shop
www.shoptdcgroup.com.
Hi, good evening, caller.
Good evening, Mr. Powell. How are you doing, sir?
I am getting better and better.
I'm hearing about this bridge for a very long time. I thought the bridge was already built, but people talking. I made a statement already. The Chamber of Industry and Commerce and the private sector are together, and the government. Let us move forward. I want to see a project like this before I passed away. Every week I hear in a bridge going to build, plan to build. I hope you all have everything in place, like the plans and the plans to get the bridge built. It is very, very happy to hear a bridge going to build from St. Kitts to Nevis. Are you going to, the cost of living will be eliminated from Nevis? Because if you're going to get a bridge from St. Kitts, I order my container comes to St. Kitts, I get my truck and we pull it up. Are we going to, the cost of living going to be eliminated, get smaller?
You can eliminate the cost of living. It will cost you to live, but you can reduce it.
Okay.
You can reduce it significantly.
Okay. All right. Well, I would happy. Last before I go, are they going to reclaim land?
Listen, I am only here talking.
Okay.
I am trying to get people excited about the idea. And it is my wish that when this project is done, that we have land reclamation on both sides, St. Kitts and Nevis, and significant land reclamation as well. I mean, and if you reclaim land, you are going to be able to sell some of that newly created real estate and get back some money for the cost of the project.
All right, okay.
You know. But I'm here talking to get people excited about the whole project.
Very, a lot of people excited. Because I am excited and I would like to be around to see a bridge that I could even walk from where I live and go and walk from St. Kitts, from Nevis to St. Kitts and back. Because I love to walk.
I am with you on that.
Yeah, 100%, Mr. Paul. I would like to see the bridge built because I get ready. Morning, I get up and I say, I going for a walk. I walk with my stick and me gone. So I was happy and happy. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
May God be praised. May God be praised, sir.
Thank you, sir. One of my viewers and contributors, RM, is saying, I've been hearing talk about this bridge now for years. What's the likelihood of it happening? Who has the influence and know how to approach Taiwan or China with financial assistance in making the bridge a reality? Listen, I thank you very much for your contribution, first of all. And secondly, I don't imagine that anybody, Taiwan, China, Russia, whoever, I don't believe anybody will tell you, here is a donation of 200 million, whatever is the cost of the bridge. Here is a donation. I think we're going to have to pay for it. I am not thinking that somebody will give it to us. We're going to have to pay for it. We're going to have to find a way to come up with the money. But you didn't hear this when we were talking about spending nearly $150 million on the pier. Who will donate the pier to us in the second cruise ship pier in St. Kitts? We went to the private sector and we got money to build the second cruise ship pier. Once we are solidly keen and have determined that we need this bridge and we are going to build this bridge, it is not going to be difficult to attract contractors. Because there are companies out there who have done bridges far longer than this and who would be excited in terms of being able to participate in a project such as this. So, yes, I want the bridge. And yes, I'm hoping that people out there will see the need for a bridge. And Ivor, I'm with you. I will make sure that I get my new fishing rod, because I want to go on a little line on the bridge and do some fishing. With my luck, I don't catch nothing but coal and mosquito bite when I go fishing. But at least I could throw over my line in the water and see if I catch something. Cousin Larrett, hope that you're doing good. So yes, I really, really see this as a major infrastructural development between St. Kitts and Nevis. Let's go back to the sponsors. We got to play the ads because these people believe in what we are saying.
Are you looking for an investment opportunity to make your dreams come true? Well, stop looking, for Candy Resort Nevis has that opportunity for you. Candy Resort is a premier getaway to the serene and vibrant Libert Hill, St. James Parish. Surrounded by breathtaking landscapes, our luxurious condominiums offer a seamless blend of tropical elegance and modern comfort, your perfect escape in the heart of the Caribbean. But that's not all. Owning a property at Candy Resort Nevis qualifies you for the prestigious Citizenship by Investment program, granting you the coveted opportunity to become a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis. Enjoy unparalleled benefits from global mobility to investment security, all while owning a slice of paradise in an area set for tremendous growth in both residential and the tourism sectors. Don't miss this investment opportunity of a lifetime. Call Caribbean Development Consultation Limited at area code 869-662-9565. That's area code 869-662-9565. Call today. Candy Resort Nevis, where luxury meets legacy.
I am the high performance engine inside her car. She buys me premium gas, not regular. She needs to feel my power when she turns me on. And when she mashes my gas, she needs to know, can I perform? Get ready for higher performance all day long and superior gas mileage. As Delta Petroleum introduces the real premium gasoline. Why your engine wah wah wah? What it need Delta high octane 93. Why your engine wah wah wah? What it need Delta high octane 93. It's giving you higher gas mileage and speed. Higher performance guaranteed. Engine life for your ride. If you have a high performance car, a truck, speedboat or a bus, you really need a gas that you can trust. That won't mash up your engine, rattling and singing. Wasting your money, do you hear what I'm singing? Fill me up with premium. Just fill me up. Just fill me up with premium. 'Cause the only gas for me is Delta High Octane 93.
Life's unpredictability is a constant reminder to be prepared. Let Nagico Insurances safeguard what matters most to you. Our comprehensive medical coverage includes dental, vision, and preventative care, ensuring your well-being. With a range of life insurance options, we assist in estate planning and cover significant expenses like education or home ownership. Contact Nagico now for tailored coverage that suits your needs. Nagico Insurances. Fast, fair, and always there.
Need to get your goods to St. Kitts and Nevis? Look no further. TDC Shipping has you covered with reliable cargo solutions by land, air, and sea. Whether it's a package from across the world or a large shipment of goods, TDC Shipping makes it easy, affordable, and stress-free. And with our Airbox service, ordering from your favorite online stores just got even easier. Ship straight to your mailbox and let TDC Shipping handle the rest. Fast, secure, and even to your door. Visit us today at the C.A. Paul Southwell Industrial Park or Penny's Industrial Site, or call 465-2511 in St. Kitts or 469-5430 in Nevis. TDC Shipping, where reliable service meets unbeatable convenience. TDC, together we succeed.
We're just about out of time on the show for this week. Remember, we don't have the show on the first Tuesday of every month. But after that, while it's Tuesday night, we're here. And we'll be talking about a bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts. I want all of you just to think for a minute. Suppose you have 4 cruise ships in the harbor in St. Kitts at the pier. And from those cruise ships, you have, let's say, 12, 15,000 people. That is not the number I want you to focus on. I want you to think that perhaps from all of those passengers, that 1,500 or 2,000 decide to take the safaris or buses or whatever and come to Nevis. You see what I'm talking about? You see the numbers? You see how the people and the businesses in Nevis will benefit? You understand what that could mean to the economy of Nevis? But if you don't have a bridge, you will still see some. They'll catch the ferries and they'll come over. So if you're getting 100 now when you have 15,000 in St. Kitts and you're happy with 100, you don't think you're going to be absolutely elated when you have 1,500 rather than 100? Think about it. And tell me if it is not time for us to have a bridge between Nevis and St. Kitts. I'm not worried about the cost of the bridge. That will look after itself. My friends, I'll be back with you not next week. Next week we are having the first Tuesday in the month. So I will not be back with you next week, Tuesday. But I will be with you the Tuesday after that and the Tuesday after that. And while the sponsors keep sending in the checks to make sure that we can hear the program, we're going to be here. And we're going to be showing you examples of bridges all across the world. And we'll be taking your phone calls and so on. But until I'm with you next time, be good. Have a good night.